Check the news. In Florida, Governor Rick Scott just decided to take away 20 capital murder cases from Aramis Ayala because she's refusing to use the death penalty. I'm a strong opponent to the death penalty. Actually, I'm completely opposed to it. And I think what Ayala's did is very just, and what Rick Scott did is completely unjust. He took 20 cases away from her because she's refusing to use capital punishment. And also, she's the first African American elected, to state attorney office in state history. So Rick Scott, he's not a very nice person, especially that he doesn't give a damn about climate change. He made laws in Florida that basically forbid the use of the word climate change. And he's definitely, for Trump. America is becoming very, very fascist now. I mean, the death penalty is a very fascistic punishment. It's something that was originally used in the Roman Empire and it's the old empires of the Middle Ages, and of course, it was also used in ancient times. But the death penalty doesn't prevent crime. It doesn't deter crime. Matter of fact, the death penalty actually, in most cases, spurs more violence. What it does is, an innocent person gets executed. What's going to happen? You're going to have a riot. You're going to have civil unrest. In Saudi Arabia, several people were executed, and you had massive riots, massive protests for democracy. And the death penalty is not just wrong, it causes civil unrest. You execute the wrong person, you're going to have civil unrest. You execute anybody, you're taking away someone's family member, you're taking away someone's child, someone's father, someone's mother, someone's friend. And even if they also took away someone's friend or family, you're just completing the cycle of hatred by allowing capital punishment to go on. It's a freaking endless cycle of hate that just feeds on more hate. What? You can't just lock them up for the rest of their lives, or make them useful to society and rehabilitate them and have them work and pay taxes like they do in Norway? What what the hell is going on? This is so ridiculous. In Norway, they don't use capital punishment. The maximum sentence in prison is 21 years. And guess what? If the cause of murder is a mental health issue like schizophrenia, well, actually most people with schizophrenia are actually not violent. Sorry. Say the cause of violence is maybe narcissistic person, no, or not narcissistic, but um, antisocial personality disorder, or an anger issue, or just mental health. You could rehabilitate them, medicate them, and once they're cured, release them back into society if they're completely cured and they no longer have homicidal tendencies. Or if it was accidental, they no longer do the things that led up to the accident that killed somebody. Yes, there are people who seem completely irredeemable, who are evil. Well, evil is another word for just having a twisted mind. Maybe they should be kept in, maybe locked up for the rest of their lives, where they can't hurt anybody, like in a mental institution or a prison. But to take somebody's life is wrong. Especially if I just can't. The state of Missouri almost executed an innocent autistic black man, Kimber Edwards, back in 2015 for murder he did not commit nor orchestrate. The murderer, the real murderer, Wilson, what happened was he abused his girlfriend, who was Kimber Edwards' ex-wife. He killed her during a fight, and to take the blame off of himself, he implicated Kimber Edwards because everybody knew Wilson did it. but he implicated Edwards, saying that he paid him to do it. But then he recanted the story and told the truth, but guess what? It was ruled inadmissible in court. But he in fact did it, and he was not paid by Wilson. And he was not paid by Edwards. Edwards is actually autistic and black. So that was like, they were both black, but Kimber Edwards has autism, and he's now serving a life sentence. His death sentence was commuted to life in prison without parole. But still, he's serving a life sentence for a crime he didn't commit. But that's better because now, guess what? They could, if it is proven that Kimber Edwards never hired Wilson to kill his ex-wife, which is likely the case, he never did that, and new evidence comes out beside his admission that and it's reallowed in court, they can free Edwards and treat him for the mental health issues that he sustained from being in prison for the last 18 years for a crime he didn't commit. Because spending 20 years in prison for a crime you didn't commit is going to seriously twist your mind. And maybe now you would do some horrible things, maybe to retaliate against the society that locked you up. There are a lot of people who hate society and want to do bad things, maybe retaliate against the people who locked them up, go after state institutions, terrorism. I mean, if you want to say you were locked up for 25 years, you served a 25-year sentence for a crime you didn't commit. Maybe not a murder. Maybe you were accused of doing something really horrible, you didn't do it. And you have anger issues. Your entire life you've been falsely accused and punished for things you didn't do. You're probably going to have a lot of hatred, and you're probably going to target all the people who put you in there and do horrible things that now would warrant you to spend the rest of your life in prison. But that's the same thing about the death penalty. Somebody does something bad, and you're punishing them. It's basically that logic. Kimber Edwards is an innocent man who's serving life in prison. Of course, this is not what I'm talking about. But there are a lot of cases where the death penalty is given to the wrong people. But even if it's given to the right people, it's still wrong. It still should not exist. No country in Europe, besides Belarus, which is a freaking goddamn dictatorship, uses it. Belarus is the only country in the world that still uses the death penalty. I mean, in Europe, that is a dictatorship. Even Russia doesn't use the death penalty. And we call ourselves a free country? Shame on you, Republicans, for supporting the death penalty. And shame on you, conservative Democrats, for supporting it as well. And now you want to spy on my phone calls? Go screw yourselves, is what I'm saying to you. You want to spy on my phone calls? Take away my guns? Screw yourselves. Thank you. Bye.